Hey everybody, Kimberly Olson here, also known as the Goal Digger Girl, coming in for a podcast party for episode 56. I'm super excited because we are getting ready to pass that 50,000 download mark and I'm so pumped. So I'm going to start recording, so if you're following along, welcome. I want to welcome you guys on. Let me know where you're coming in from. I'm streaming this live on Instagram. It'll premiere on Facebook. So the cool thing is we have people from all over the world tuning in, which is the power of social media. So let me know where you're tuning in from and how you're feeling today. So give me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and start recording the podcast right now. Welcome everyone to the Goal Digger Girls podcast, where we talk about crushing your goals and creating the life of your dreams. I'm Kimberly Olson, your hostess, and today for episode 56, we're going to talk about doing less and getting more done. Wouldn't that be a novel concept for the average person listening? I bet if I did a survey and asked you, do you feel overwhelmed or do you feel like you have boundless amounts of time? Like you're just like, oh my gosh, I just have so much time all day. It's so amazing. I just get so much stuff done. I feel uber productive. Or do you feel overwhelmed? So you can let me know. You know where. Just want to be careful with that, what I say on social media, on Facebook Lives, as you guys know. Gotta be careful with that. Let me know, do you typically feel overwhelmed or do you typically feel underwhelmed? That is the question of the day. So before we jump in, I'm going to read this week's podcast review. If you're not on iTunes, where my podcast is, it's on 11 other platforms. So go ahead and look up The Goal Digger Girl. That's the name of my podcast. And there are tons and tons of episodes in there. So this week's podcast review is from X97 Luke. I love her fast-paced style. You receive so many tips and golden nuggets. Kimberly is also honest and won't accept excuses. I love it. So I'm going to take that as a compliment, not accepting excuses. But I do know that you all tend to appreciate my in-your-face direct way of teaching, but also with definitely a loving hand to boot. Okay, so let's talk about doing less but getting more done. Okay, so I just did a peak productivity workshop last week and it was very insightful to see the things that people are struggling with that to me are just a no-brainer. Like for me, I just time block and I put things on my calendar and I schedule things out and I thought, really, is this really like a thing? And it is a thing, and I'm gonna fix my lighting there. I had no idea, you guys. I just do it, you know? And so by working with so many different people, it helps me to realize the things that people are struggling with. So when you start thinking about wanting to build your business and reach out to people and prospect people and your friends list, what people tend to do is they try to do too much. Can you identify with this? And thank you for the love hearts. I appreciate you. They tend to do too much. Are you guilty of this? Where in your mind, you're thinking, okay, I'm going to prospect 100 people today. I'm just going to go crazy. And I'm going to post on Facebook. I'm going to post on Instagram. I'm going to put 12,000 stories up in my Facebook and my Instagram. I'm exaggerating, obviously, but you know what I mean. I'm going to go in groups. I'm going to go find people in groups. I'm going to build relationships. I'm going to go back the last week and wish everybody a happy birthday. And I'm just going to find all these people, right? I'm going to go and like comment on people's stuff, and you make all these big plans, right? And then we sit down at our desk and what do? We get overwhelmed. And then what do? We do nothing, okay? So the first thing you want to do is you want to set yourself up for success. So one of my friends is a principal at an elementary school, and she was telling me about this kid who he was biting, kicking. He full on gave her a bruise, like he was lashing out. All the teachers have tried working with this kid. Nothing is working with him, okay? So she has a meeting with the parents who are not hands-on at all. They're just like looking the other way. And she's like, okay, what we're going to do, we're going to take him out of school for like 2 days because he like hurt some teachers. And we are going to let him come back to school until 10:30. Okay, school starts around 8 o'clock, whatever. And the parents are like, we have to take off work. No way. This is ridiculous. And she said, what we have to do is we have to set him up for success. We have to show him he can make it till 10:30 without getting in trouble. Here are the rules. Like, this is what he needs to do. Then when he makes it to 10:30, we can try to go till noon the next day, and so on. And through this process, she was able to help the student get back to being able to make it through a full day without acting out. Now, if she would have just said, take him home for a couple days and then come in for the full day, Do you think you would have been successful? No. So for those of you that are taking a day or two off of school or your work, or maybe it's been a whole month and you're like, oh my gosh, it's June 19th, depending on when you're listening to this, I haven't prospected anybody. Oh my gosh, I need to practice. My goal is 300 people and I'm at 0. I need to prospect 300 people. You're trying to go from not being in school to coming back to a full day of school when you were really struggling before, okay? So the first thing you want to do is set yourself up for success. You want to set a goal that is realistic. You want to set a goal that you can achieve. And this is something to do with your team too. Set a goal that is doable. And you know the whole like shoot for the stars. Yeah, okay, that's awesome, but not yet. Because meaning you have to show your subconscious, you have to show yourself that you're trustworthy. You have to prove to yourself that you'll do what you say, because you're just full of SHIT at this point, because you keep saying you're going to prospect all these people and you keep thinking about it and you're not freaking doing it. So your subconscious mind is like, yeah, she's not trustworthy. I don't even know. You have to prove it to yourself that you will follow through and do the things that you say you're going to do. The best way to do that is to start slow. The best way to do that is to say, you know what? Okay, maybe my goal is 300 people this month and it's the middle of the month and I've prospected 5 people. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna readjust my goal and I'm going to commit to, talking to 5 people every day, just connecting in some way between now and the end of the month. Okay, that means we've got 12 days left, that's 60 people that I'm talking to. You know what? 60 people that you're having conversations with, whether or not you prospect them or expose them or tell them about your business, 60 conversations you are having are going to turn into something down the road. I promise you, if you don't give up and don't quit, okay? So the first thing you want to do to get more done is to do less, is to adjust your goals and be freaking realistic. Stop making this like thing in your head where you're like, oh, well, I book down 15 minutes and I do 27 lives a day and I reach out to 500 people. That's awesome. And the people who do that, let's give them virtual high fives. We want to bless those people and, cheer them on. But this is you and this is your business, okay? And this is going to be your story and this is going to roll out differently than how it's going to roll out for them, okay? Now, I want to talk to you about backing off on your schedule, and I'm going to share with you some things that I've been doing and how I've made that decision. Let's just listen to a sponsor right now that I'm loving, and I want you guys to hear all about it. All right, so listen to this, you guys. This is crazy. If you guys follow me, you know I'm a doer. I will sit there and say, okay, I'm going to teach a course on ManyChat. I'm going to do a little free masterclass on ManyChat. You want to know how much I knew about ManyChat? Nothing. I knew it was a thing. And I booked the class on Tuesday, I booked it for a Tuesday, thought it up on a Sunday, dove into ManyChat, learned it on Monday, taught it on Tuesday. People loved it so much, we rolled out our course 2 weeks later, which we will be having a flash sale coming up next week on ManyChat. Make sure you're on my email list or you're not going to get the special. And that's how I roll. I learn things, I implement quick, okay? I'm a massive action taker. But this doesn't always work long term because you can only do so much. Would you guys agree that that burnout and overwhelm is a real thing, right? So one of the things that we tend to do as entrepreneurs, we're very driven, we have big goals like we just talked about, is we try to do too much. We try to be everywhere. And what happens is, and you might even notice this with your life, right? You're trying to be this entrepreneur and you're trying to be the PTA volunteer and you're trying to be room mom, and you're trying to be, taxi mom or whatever it's called, carpool mom, and you're trying to like do all these things and you do nothing. You do nothing successfully. Is that not true? So what I want to challenge you to do, and I'm challenging myself, so that's what made me think of this topic today. I am going to challenge you to do less, but the stuff you do more. What do I mean by that? Well, for myself, I normally go live twice on my business page on Facebook, and I premiere this Instagram live over on Facebook as a premiere. So you'll see me about 3 times a week. This will continue because obviously it's my weekly podcast. But I am going to scale back my Facebook lives and do 1 per week. But the one I'm going to do per week is I'm going to offer some value in addition to the training, whether it be a challenge or a freebie or some kind of PDF or advanced training in the group, something like that. I'm going to add value to the Facebook Live I'm doing instead of trying to just be content. So for you, what I would challenge you to do is to look at what you're doing. Are you posting on Facebook and then you're in the stories and you're like, Instagram, and you go over to Instagram and you throw some on Instagram, you jump into the stories, you repurpose the stuff from Facebook, and you're like, just run around like a crazy person. I would rather you slow your roll with Instagram, even though we're on Instagram, we don't want to promote that. Oops. But I would rather you pick one platform at a time and get really good at that one platform. For those of you that are producing a lot of content, instead of you trying to be everywhere and all things to all people, I would rather you get really clear on your messaging, who you are, who you want to serve, and what is the most value you can offer for the skill sets that you have to your audience. So for me, I usually go live every week in a group that we have. I'm going to do a masterclass webinar once a month, a deep dive on a topic, and I'm going to not be going live in there every week on a mini topic. I'm going to do one really solid, really deep dive training versus these little ones throughout the month. Okay, does that make sense? So it's quality over quantity. Now, what does this do for me? It frees up time. It frees up energy. Do you think it feels good to me to know I have a whole day of lives that I normally do that I'm going to be able to repurpose when I'm doing them, spread that out a little bit, get some guest trainers in my groups, and be able to really focus and deliver amazing content and have the energy to do that? It's going to make a huge difference to me, my audience, my energy levels, and here's the kicker. I'm going to end with this. You got into this for the freedom. You got into this to have a laptop lifestyle, financial freedom, which I know you're all working on, but also the freedom to build the life of your dreams. In order to do that, that means you need to figure out what that looks like with your schedule. Now, for me, I'm never going to be a person who's like the 4-hour work week. Like, I love working. I love working. I decided last night that my desk is my lovey. My girls have their lovey. They're little like animals in their blanket. My desk is my lovey. We were gone for 5 days in New Mexico. We just got a home there in the mountains. 5 days. And I got back here to my desk last night and I was like, this is my lovey. Okay, I know that about myself. I love working. I'm not going to be a 4-hour work week kind of person, and it's not something I desire. But do I desire pumping out so much content that literally that's all I'm doing is pumping out content? Feeling like I do an amazing job with my content. I feel confident in that. But could I take it up a notch? Could I really just knock it out of the park with my content where you guys are like, holy smokes, I'm never going to miss one of Kimberly's lives. Every time I watch her lives, I get so much from it. I'm never going to miss that. That's what I want. I don't want you to say, oh, well, there she is again, which is not a bad thing, but it's not quality. Meaning we want the quality, not the quantity. Don't focus on the quantity, focus on the quality. And what I want you to do is I want you to design your life in a way that you can stick with. I want you to design your life in a way that you can maintain and that it feels good to you, so you have the energy to be with your kids and your husband and your family and maybe hang out with your friends and not feel exhausted because you're so lopsided and you're pouring everything into your business. As a disclaimer, if you're in startup mode and you're just getting started and you're trying to replace your full-time income and all that, that's different. You're in hustle mode. You need to just suck it up until you get to that point where you can quit your job. But then we really start to tweak things to say, what do I want my life to look like? And when you start designing it that way and showing up that way, one day you're going to look up and be like, oh my gosh, I've designed the life of my dreams. This is pretty freaking cool. Isn't that fun? Okay, so this is what I have for you guys. On June 25th, you can get the replay if you can't make it live. I am doing the 3 pillars of personal branding. Now, in this workshop, I'm answering the 3 questions and showing you live in a webinar, and you'll get the replay, how I went from 0 followers on social media to over 100,000 followers in just over a year. True story. And I didn't spend $1 on Facebook ads, because there's different ways you can build your audience. I built the whole thing from scratch, all organic. And I'm going to show you how I monetized it. I'm going to show you how I'm using it to build my network marketing business. I'm one rank away from the top of my company, one of the fastest growing teams. And we do, everything's automated. We're duplicating really fast. We have 12 auto bonus earners. So it's not just the Kimberly Olson show. We have a whole team of people who are crushing it. I'm going to show you guys how I did that, how I've been able to get people coming to me saying, Kimberly, I want to know more about your product. Kimberly, I want to know more about your business. How am I able to do that? I'm going to show you everything, all my secrets in the workshop. So if you're watching this and you want to know more, LINK is the magic word, LINK. That's going to unlock the secrets to the lovely workshop. And then if you do want to get in the ManyChat crash course, let me make a note of that, okay? Go ahead, if you put LINK, I'm going to put you guys on a wait list. that when the flash sale comes out for the crash course, it's a 4-week crash course. If you don't know what ManyChat is, you need to figure it out like today. It's going to transform your business. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. I literally 24 hours a day have people opting into my sales funnel for my network marketing business, and I never even talk to them. Of course, eventually I jump in. I'm like, hey, let's connect. Like, I want to know more, but it's all automated. I get people coming in through ManyChat. It's amazing, okay? If you don't have a website, but you're like, I want to be able to have people to opt into things and give things away, like a landing page, you can do all of that in ManyChat. So we have a crash course that Anna Bearfield and I put together because she's the brains behind my ManyChat. Anna is my executive assistant. So we're doing a flash sale. It's going to be one day. We are recording the last module on Friday. So if you're watching this, if you drop LINK, watch that engagement bait, sorry Facebook, then you'll get a message from ManyChat. If you're on Instagram, I'll just, let's see, I don't think, is it Tanya Talks? Tanya Talks, will you message me and let me know? I want to see if when you put LINK in the comments, if I get a message, because I don't think I do. So I need to check on that, unless you're in my filtered. So if you're not on Instagram, we're going to have to message each other. So shoot me a message or you can email me, okay? If you're on Facebook, if you put LINK, it's going to send you a message with the secret. So just check that out, okay? All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. And for those listening, thank you so much. We are about to pass 50,000 downloads, so I'm going to do a giveaway for that. Probably next episode, I'll let you guys know more about that because we will be there by then. So until next time, go out there and crush your goals and create the life of your dreams. Okay, awesome. Thanks for being coming along for the ride for our podcast number 56. Go find me on iTunes at The Goal Digger Girl, GOAL. I have 56 episodes. You can just listen to it while you're driving, cleaning, getting ready in the morning. It's just great ideas to help you build your business on social media in a genuine and authentic way. So thanks again, guys. Have a good one, and we'll see you later. Bye.